The Toronto Blue Jays have a history built on power, passion, and moments that echo through generations of baseball fans. When you think about the most electric home runs in postseason history, it's impossible not to picture the iconic names that have worn the blue and white: Joe Carter, Jose Bautista, George Springer, and so many others who have left their mark on October baseball. Each swing has carried a city's hopes, every roar from Rogers Centre has been a pulse of Canadian pride, and together, they've created some of the most unforgettable scenes in MLB postseason history. It all begins with Joe Carter's legendary blast in 1993, the moment that every Blue Jays fan holds close to their heart. The image of Carter jumping for joy as the ball sailed over the left field wall is forever etched into baseball history. It wasn't just a walk-off home run, it was a championship clincher, a dream fulfilled in the most dramatic way imaginable. When Carter connected with Mitch Williams's pitch, time seemed to freeze, and then erupt. Fans leapt from their seats, fireworks exploded into the Toronto sky, and the phrase, "Touch 'em all, Joe," became immortal. That one swing turned Carter into a national hero and gave Canada one of its proudest sports moments. Every replay of that home run brings back the sound of the crowd, a thunderous mix of disbelief and ecstasy. It was the perfect conclusion to a dominant Blue Jays era in the early 1990s, when Toronto stood atop the baseball world. Fast forward 2 decades, and another unforgettable swing would shake the stadium to its core. It was October 2015, a year when the Blue Jays finally broke their long postseason drought. Rogers Centre was packed, the entire country tuned in, and the energy was unlike anything the city had felt in years. In the decisive Game 5 of the ALDS against the Texas Rangers, Jose Bautista stepped into the batter's box in the 7th inning with the game tied and the tension unbearable. The count was full, the crowd was restless, and every fan could feel that something big was coming. Bautista stared down Sam Dyson, ready to change history. The pitch came in, a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, and Bautista unleashed a swing that sent the baseball screaming into the left field seats. Then came the flip. That legendary bat flip. It wasn't just a gesture, it was a release of years of frustration, a declaration that the Blue Jays were back. The stadium shook as 50,000 fans screamed in pure chaos. That home run wasn't just a turning point in the game, it became a cultural moment. People still talk about that swing as one of the most dramatic and emotionally charged plays in postseason history. Bautista's defiance, the confidence, and that perfect pose as the bat soared through the air, it captured the heart of an entire nation. The 2015 postseason reminded fans of the glory days. The Blue Jays lineup that year was a powerhouse: Josh Donaldson, Edwin Encarnacion, Troy Tulowitzki, and every game felt like a fireworks show. But it was Bautista's home run that defined the team's identity: bold, fearless, and unapologetically powerful. Just a year later, in 2016, the Blue Jays found themselves in another high-stakes October showdown. Facing the Orioles in the AL wildcard game, the tension returned. The game stretched deep into extra innings, both teams refusing to break. Then, in the bottom of the 11th, Edwin Encarnacion stepped to the plate with 2 men on. The crowd held its breath as Ubaldo Jimenez delivered the pitch, and Encarnacion destroyed it. The ball disappeared into the night, and Rogers Centre erupted once again. Encarnacion raised his arms in triumph as teammates poured onto the field. It was the kind of walk-off home run that defines careers and reignites a franchise's magic. The Blue Jays were heading back to the ALDS, and Toronto's downtown streets turned into a sea of blue celebration. That swing reminded everyone that the Blue Jays were a postseason force, capable of delivering the most cinematic moments imaginable. In the modern era, George Springer has continued that tradition. When he joined the Blue Jays, fans knew they were getting one of baseball's most proven postseason performers. Springer's playoff pedigree from Houston carried over to Toronto, where he quickly became a spark plug for the lineup. His October power has been electric: timely home runs, clutch swings, and that signature intensity that ignites the dugout. Springer doesn't just hit home runs, he hits them when they matter most. Whether it's leading off a crucial game with a bomb or delivering a late-inning shot to break a tie, he brings a sense of inevitability to his at-bats. His leadership and energy have helped shape the next generation of Blue Jays stars, showing them how to perform under pressure. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the face of the new era, has taken that torch and run with it. While still young, Vlad Jr.'s postseason moments have already carried echoes of those who came before him. When he connects, the sound off his bat is different, pure, thunderous, unmistakable. His homers feel like statements, reminders that a new dynasty could be forming in Toronto. Bo Bichette, too, has had his share of clutch hits in October. His aggressive approach and fearlessness make him a nightmare for pitchers when the stakes are highest. Together, Vlad and Bo represent the next generation of Blue Jays who want to carve their own legacy, inspired by legends like Carter, Bautista, and Encarnacion. Over the decades, the Blue Jays have built a postseason identity centered around power and passion. From the early 90s dominance to the explosive modern offenses, this franchise has always known how to rise when it matters most. Every postseason home run feels like part of a bigger story, one that connects eras, players, and fans across generations. The sound inside Rogers Center during October is unlike any other ballpark. It's not just noise, it's a thunderous wave that builds with every pitch. When a Blue Jays player connects on a home run, the eruption that follows feels seismic. The roof rattles, fans jump in unison, and the camera shakes from the sheer volume. There's a sense of unity that only sports can create. These moments have also become part of Canada's sporting identity. In a country where hockey often dominates, the Blue Jays' postseason heroics have captured hearts from Vancouver to Halifax. Each October run brings people together, bars filled with fans, flags flying from cars, and national pride pouring through every broadcast. Joe Carter's home run will always stand as the most iconic, but Bautista's blast redefined swagger in Canadian baseball. Encarnacion's walk-off reminded everyone that Toronto could still deliver cinematic endings. Springer's clutch performances show that the flame still burns bright. And with Guerrero Jr. and Bichette leading the charge, the story is far from over. Every Blue Jays postseason feels like a continuation of that legacy. The jerseys may change, the rosters may evolve, but the energy remains timeless. The team has built a culture of resilience, no deficit too deep, no stage too bright. One of the most beautiful parts of the Blue Jays' history is how each generation has its own defining moment. Older fans relive Carter's World Series homer, younger fans shout Bautista's name every time they see a bat flip meme. Now, the next wave of fans is waiting for Vlad Jr. or Springer to give them that unforgettable October moment. Baseball, after all, is about moments, the crack of the bat, the flight of the ball, and the eruption that follows. For Toronto, those moments have come in abundance. They've come in different eras, from different heroes, but they've always carried the same emotion, pure, unfiltered joy. Even the opposing teams have learned to respect it. They know that stepping into Rogers Center in October means facing an atmosphere unlike any other. The crowd's intensity can rattle even the most seasoned pitchers. Every home run feels heavier, every mistake amplified. When you compile 16 minutes of Blue Jays postseason home runs, you're not just watching highlights, you're watching the evolution of a franchise's heartbeat. You're seeing the moments that turned games, defined seasons, and created lifelong memories for millions of fans. From Carter's legendary leap to Bautista's iconic flip, from Encarnacion's walk-off trot to Springer's fiery celebrations, these are the home runs that have built Toronto's baseball soul. Each one a reminder that when the lights are brightest, the Blue Jays have always found a way to shine. The future holds more moments like these, more roars, more celebrations, more October magic. Because in Toronto, postseason home runs aren't just about winning games. They're about legacy. They're about heroes. And they're about the unbreakable bond between a team and its city, a bond written in every swing, every cheer, and every home run that leaves the yard.